Tonight on Wild Chicago, we'll do laps on the lake in an amphibious car, comprehend cartography at Replogle Globe, repossess a ride with the Illinois Reclamation Bureau, challenge the champions in a double Dutch competition, observe Catherine Hilden create incredible caricatures, join swinging seniors at a morning polka party, and then negotiate gnarly neckwear with Senator Paul Simon. Oh, he certainly can tie one on.
Your host and video navigator on an urban adventure. Tonight, with our team of wild correspondents, we'll explore a side of Chicagoland you may not recognize. The offbeat side, the unusual, the eccentric, the frightening. Now, thanks to you and your many suggestions, we'd like to lead you to that part of the city we know as Wild Chicago. How's this for a novelty gift item? A car that can swim and a boat that does 60 on the highway. Oh, what's your name?
How are you? I'm Jeff Lorenz. How are you?
Jeff.
Good to see you.
And you would be?
Pamela Lorenz. Hi.
And this is your Amphicar.
Yeah, this is the Sea Monkey right here.
How many of these did they make?
They made about 3,000 of them.
What kind of engine you got in this baby?
This is a Triumph engine. The car was originally built in Germany, and because of tax credits, they were able to get English engines cheaper than German engines. So what you've got here is your transmission for your wheels, and then this will do your props. You got forward and reverse on both the props.
He promised me a honeymoon cruise for our wedding, and this is what we got instead.
What do you do if you're out in the middle of the lake and you got to go?
Well, what we have here, there's no built-in head, so I use this little picnic cup, which seems to work very well. I usually have to dump it 2 or 3 times before it's complete, though.
That's more than I needed to know about that.
Ready to go out?
He's purring like a monkey.
All right.
This thing doesn't have any leaks, does it?
Not major leaks. There we go.
We are seaworthy. We have entered Lake Michigan.
We are on our way. This came out in the early 60s. This is 64, the first year that they came out with them. It has a real hard time hydroplaning up, you know. That just doesn't happen very well. So
as a boat, it's a good car.
Yeah, and as a car, it's a good boat.
A lot of curious onlookers.
There's usually quite a few hanging around, yeah. Isn't this Lakeshore Drive?
Jeff, if somebody wants to find out more about Amphicars, what should they do?
In California, there's a place called Gordon Imports, and they're able to help everyone out. They've got not only parts, but they also help people find cars.
Hi, I'm Mindy Bell. You come outside, you can't find your car. Was it stolen or was it repossessed? Hi, Mindy Bell, Wild Chicago, and you are?
Keith.
Keith.
Hi, Shelley.
Shelley, and you're from the?
Illinois Reclamation Bureau.
In other words, you guys are in the repossession business. What are we going to snare today?
We're going to go after a Honda Civic and probably a Jeep. I have a Jeep, too.
What are the most popular cars to repossess?
Probably Nissans.
We all set?
Yeah, we're all set.
Okay. What made you think you had the right job skills for this?
I never liked boring jobs, you know, sitting behind a desk. Something exciting. Everyone thinks it's too dangerous. Everyone thinks you're going to get hurt, you're going to get shot at.
Do you wear a seatbelt, by the way? Now, are we just driving up and down on the hopes of seeing the car?
Yeah, because sometimes if he knows that someone's looking for it, he's going to hide it.
Are we gonna try the garage?
Yeah. I'm gonna go look to see if there's any windows.
Do you want this left open for a quick escape?
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
Is it okay if I whisper?
There's nothing in the garage, so most likely he's not home. Because he's probably out doing something. It's a nice day. He might even be at the beach.
I don't know why I feel like I have to close their gate. Oh, thanks. Where are we going?
Diversity in Narragansett. I'm gonna have to, we gotta meet up with another guy. He has another order.
What's the longest you've hunted one car?
I'm still on one car that I've had since I started.
It's your Moby Dick. What kind of car is it?
It's a Volvo.
So this is Decker. You're gonna help us snag this car, correct?
Snag a bunch of them.
First thing he said we do is check the VIN.
Check the last four of the VIN just to make sure it's our unit. And then once the VIN is checked, get the okay on it. This is it. Next thing is just getting in the vehicle.
What are you doing exactly?
I'm taking off the butterfly to expose the ignition and so we can get a force tool on the ignition. There we go.
Wow, the adrenaline's pumping for me. How about you?
Oh, yes. Snag a bunch of them.
Wow, quick draw McGraw. If John Q. Public wants to get in touch with you, what does he or she have to do?
Not pay their bills.
Oh, otherwise?
Call Illinois Reclamations Bureau, 708-680-7979.
Inviting caricaturist Catherine Hilden to your party may not win you any popularity contests, but it's bound to liven things up. Hello? Hi. Catherine, hi.
Hi, how are you? Well,
What goes into a good caricature, you think?
well, first you have to start with funny-looking people.
What are you looking for in this fella?
Truth, I'm looking for.
Truth?
Yes. Do you have hair on your chest? Oh, we need to be hair on the chest.
Hair on his back, apparently. Is it always parties that you do, sort of private parties like this, or do you do other kinds of events?
I do the whole gamut. I do the corporate events like conventions and just about everything. All kinds of social events. I haven't done funerals and circumcisions, but
Do you ever get people complaining about how they look? I mean, insulted by your caricatures?
yeah, regularly.
What's the worst case scenario of somebody actually being offended by their caricature?
I get beat up.
It's either me or Saddam Hussein, or possibly Yasser Arafat. I'm not quite sure, and I'm not sure the significance of the spacesuit. I look like a cucumber in heat.
Are you pleased with yours? Yours looks pretty interesting.
It'll have to grow on me, I think.
Like a fungus, it'll have to grow on you.
I don't know if I'll ever be able to have another party again after they've seen the caricatures, but she really gets a good essence of people.
How do you get a read on his personality to bring out that certain je ne sais quoi?
Well, he was gabbing. He was just gabbing.
He was gagging?
He was
Oh, he was gabbing.
Gab isn't gabbing.
I'm going to tell you this right now. You should have shaved more closely before you came here.
Shaved an hour ago.
Because you've just become Richard Nixon. All right?
George, you're a dream.
Make sure you get all the moles, too. And a receding hairline.
I like it when people point out, what I
Point
should
out
draw.
deficiencies, yes. People who are so in tune with what is so wrong about them, yes. That is.
It's been a wonderful evening.
Joe here is kind of like a Dylan Thomas meets Andy Rooney.
Meets a racer head. You've got the biggest head in Christendom, apparently.
Intense, insane, nuts, nuts.
Yeah, we're gonna put it in the hall, so everybody can see it first thing when they walk into our apartment.
That's better than above the toilet or something.
Well, we thought about that too.
Come back. Let's more this one. More this one. Okay. All right.
You don't allow people to see the drawing until it's totally done, correct?
Correct.
You don't necessarily want people to like your drawing, just be...
Shocked. That's right. That's the effect.
Oh, my God! You've locked onto something there.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry about that, but...
Catherine, if somebody wants to bring you to their party to draw caricatures, what number do they call?
They call 708-475-2954.
Check.
Hi, I'm Carrie Lannon. You know, in Genesis they say that God made the world in 6 days, but here at Replogle they make one every 6 minutes.
Hi. Fine, I'm looking for Mike Trombley.
This is me.
So where are we heading to now?
The plant is dedicated to the manufacture, storage, and sale of globes. We make about 750,000 globes per year. They're sold both nationally and internationally. We have about 8 or 10 different languages that our maps are printed in.
Is that in Japanese then? Everything's in Japanese. And you have those little mountains. I love that part.
Right. And then mountains in Japan are elevated too, unlike our competitors. This is a brown antique Japanese map. This one here is a Spanish map. This one here is our Arabic map and our moon on the end. All globes are educational, but they're also a nice toy to kind of look at, daydream, fantasize about the different locations.
So this is where they start out with a flat and turn into a ball. Is that right?
We'll go through this area, which is our metal stamping area, and then we'll go up to where the globes are formed and actually made into globes. Why don't you say hello, Jose?
Okay.
So what are you doing right now?
I gotta take the dye out. You know, gotta change everything.
Explain to me what a dye is, because when I hear dye, I think like red hair color. So what are you talking?
That's what cut it. You know, that's the dye to cut the map.
It's a really amazing operation. The glue sets up that forms into a hemisphere, and she's doing the north on one side and the south on the other.
Ethel, do you ever get confused doing the north on one side and the south on the other?
Well, sometimes I do.
Okay, then this thing's gonna come down and smash it down.
Right, it's gonna make it round.
Okay, what's the next step?
The next step comes over here to the robot, where the robot sprays a clear protective finish on it to protect it from ultraviolet rays from the sun, and then also the oils in your hand. From spinning the globe in your hand, touching it, you would wear the inks off.
I never thought of that. You could wear a country right away just with the power of your hand.
The power of one little finger.
So we're in the executive offices of the Globe World.
We can stop in here for a second and say hi to Bob Nichols, who's our president.
Hi, Bob. It must be a great feeling to be at the center of the earth like this.
Oh, sure. We're making new Earths every day out here.
What's your favorite globe that you make?
What do we call it?
So, Mike, where are we off to now?
We're off to our cartography department, where Leroy Tolman takes care of all of our map changes, country name changes, and basically landmass changes.
So what does a cartographer do?
I teach dancing. It's a choreographer.
What was the hardest, toughest decision you had to make about a country?
Mr. Perón did it to me in Argentina. He decided to name the third largest city in Argentina after his wife, Eva Perón.
Oh, yeah?
We printed a map that we didn't print but about every 2 years, and the ink wasn't dry yet, and the dictator was out, Eva was gone, La Plata was back, and we got letters.
Well, Leroy, I'm fascinated by the fact that your name's on globes all over the world. I mean, that must be a pretty wonderful feeling.
I had a choice of glory or money, so naturally I went for the glory. I'd rather get my name on the globe than pay.
So, Mike, if someone's interested in a tour of Replogle, or they want to know where to get one of these really cool globes with North and South hemispheres, what do they do?
They dial 1-708-343-0900.
The world keeps a-changing.
We went to...